Hi everyone, myself Mahendra. In this video, we are going to talk about WRF preprocessing system, which means WPS. In the previous video, we have discussed part 1 input dataset of WRF model. Now, let's talk about part 2, which is a WPS. After successfully downloading geographical and gridded data, the WPS is the next important step. In this step, input datasets interpolated to user-defined or customized domain of the model. The WPS divided into 4 steps. The first step is a namelist.wps. It is a simple text file and has user specified information which is utilized by the programs of WPS during interpolation of the input dataset. The second step is WPS to run geogrid.exe. It reads model domain information from namelist.wps and interpolates the static geographical input data to the user-defined model grid domain. After successful run of geogrid.exe, it will create a netcdf file named geo_em.dxx.nc where XX refers the number of domain. If single domain, then you will get geoem.d01.nc. If two domains, then you will get two files geo_em.d01.nc and geo_em.d02.nc. The third step in WPS is to run Ungrib.exe. The downloaded global model grid data comes in Grib format. The Ungrib program extracts meteorological parameters from Grib data files and stores in intermediate files to process further. The fourth step in WPS is to run Metgrid.exe. This program uses output data of Geogrid and Ungrib program. It interpolates meteorological parameters from intermediate files created by Ungrib program to the model domain defined by the Geogrid. After successful run of Metgrid program, you will get list of netcdf files with the name met_emd0x.yymmddh0000nc. In the file name x denote domain number. These 4 steps are necessary in WRF model where input dataset is pre-processed in order to create initial conditions for the model with the help of WPS. Now, let's understand the structure of namelist.wps file in a detail for single domain. It has 4 sections. The first section is share, where user defines the number of domain will be used during simulation. Option max domain is equal to 1 for single domain or max domain is equal to 2 for 2 domain or more. The starting and ending date of simulation is controlled by the start and end date option. The start date or end date must be in a format YYY colon MMDD colon underscore hours colon minutes colon seconds. The start and end date or date must present in the downloaded gridded input dataset. The time interval between downloaded gridded data files mentioned in seconds in front of interval second option. Example, if you have downloaded 3 hourly 00 UTC gridded data of 1st August 2022 for the next 48 hours, then interval seconds will be 10800, which is 3 into 60 into 60. The start date will be 2022 08010000 and end date will be 2022 08030000. The IO underscore form Geogrid is equal to 2 indicate output file will be netcdf file format. If you are interested to take output in other format than netcdf, then you must use appropriate option. The second section is Geogrid. Here geo underscore data underscore path is the path of geographical dataset downloaded, which is present in the directory WPS underscore geo. The option geo underscore data underscore res is the time resolution of input geographical data set. It can be 15 minutes, 10 minutes or 5 minutes. If you are unaware of it, use default or 10 minutes as shown here. Next, reference lat and reference lon are the center, latitude and longitude of the defined domain approximately. Map projection is depend on the location of the domain. It means the domain is located in the tropics, subtropics or in the polar region. The best suited projection for tropics is Mercator, for subtropic is Lambert conformal and for polar region is polar stereographic. True lat 1, true lat 2 and standard lon options will vary with the map projection. The option dx and dy is the horizontal distance between two grids or horizontal resolution of domain in meters. Here 9000 indicate the domain will have 9 km by 9 km horizontal resolution. East E underscore WE and E underscore SN are the number of grid points in the domain in the east-west and south-north direction. These points you can change manually until the domain covers your desired region of study. Parent's ID equal to 0 for a single domain. Parent grid ratio, parent I parent start, J parent start remains 1 for a single domain. The third and fourth section of name list is Ungrib and Metgrid respectively. In Ungrib, out underscore format is equal to WPS by default and file prefix will be used in the intermediate file processed by the Ungrib after extracting from the input dataset. In Metgrid, fg underscore name is the prefix used for intermediate files of ungrib output files and io underscore form underscore metgrid is equal to 2 indicate output file will be netcdf. This is a default and recommended output option for Metgrid program. Now let's see, if we have two domains, then what are the changes in the namelist.wps. In share section, max domain is equal to 2 for two domain, to start and end date in a single line separated by comma. Remember, the number of start and end dates are always equal to the number of domain specified in the option max underscore dom. Start dates for all domain are always same, and similarly for end dates. Now in the Geogrid section, the option dx dy map underscore projection reference lon true lat1 true lat2 stand underscore lon geo underscore data underscore path are independent of number of domain. The geo underscore data underscore res option value will be default or 10 minutes 2 times to the number of domain on a single line separated by comma. Similarly, the values for e underscore we and e underscore sn are 2 times or equal to the number of domain on a single line separated by comma. The first column of parent id equal to 0 and parent grid ratio I parent start, j parent start are always 1. Here for second domain, outer domain D01 is the parent domain and it is the first domain. Therefore, in the second column, parent ID for domain 2 is 1. Suppose there is a third domain inside second domain, then parent ID for third domain will be 2. Parent grid ratio value in the second column defines the horizontal resolution for second domain with the respective first domain horizontal resolution. Here dx and dy 9000 meter means 9 kilometer, and if parent grid ratio is 3, then horizontal resolution for domain 2 is 3000 meter means 3 kilometer. The value of I parent start and j parent start you have to adjust manually from the bottom and left boundary of the parent domain to get second domain which covers the region of interest. These are options in share and Geogrid. As we increase the number of domain, but for Ungrib and Metgrid the option remains same as single domain. Till now we have discussed necessary options of namelist.wps. If you are interested to know more in detail, You may visit this link on WRF ARW page. You will get WRF best practices option under user support tab, or inside WPS folder you will get namelist.wps.all_option file, which will give you more details about WPS namelist. Also, you may visit ARW user guide under doc/pub tab on home page of WRF ARW page. Then inside web document column open version 4.5 UG link. Here you will get all steps and details about WPS and WRF. Now I will show you how to run WPS practically. I have downloaded geographical data into WPS underscore geographic directory from WRF ARW page. Also downloaded 00 UTC 3 hourly GFS graded data of 24 September 2024 for next 9 hours into input data directory. Once input data set are ready, go to WPS folder and edit namelist.wps. In the share section, the value of WRF underscore core is ERW. Here we do simple run with the single domain, therefore max under dom equal to 1. The start date is 2024 09 24 00, the first timestamp in the downloaded data file, and end date is 2024 09 24 09 hours, the last timestamp in the downloaded data file. It's a 3 hourly data, therefore interval seconds are 10800. Here, remember, we have a single domain, but the entries for start and end date are 2. Geogrid, Ungrib and Metgrid program will read only first column and second column will ignore. Similarly, for Geogrid section, the value of for geo underscore data underscore path of WPS geographic folder. Here I take domain for tropics with Mercator projection. And let's take reference lat 25, reference lon 80 degree east, true lat and true lat 2 are not required in Mercator projection, and stand underscore lon will be equal to the reference underscore lon, which is 80. Let's take horizontal resolution dx and dy 30 kilometer. It means 30,000 meter, and values for parent id 0 and for parent grid ratio I parent start j parent start will be 1. Also there is no change in Ungrib and Metgrid section. Now save the namelist.wps and run Geogrid program by typing ./geogrid.exe. This program will start interpolating geographical data to define domain grid. Once Geogrid runs successfully, you will see geo underscore em.d01.nc file inside WPS folder. After we run Ungrib, but before that we have to link graded data from input folder to WPS and vtable. To link graded files, run ./link underscore grip.chs and the path of input data. You will see list of files with name grip. Similarly, for vtable, ln-sf space ungrip slash v variable table slash vtable dot jfs space vtable. Now execute ./ungrip.exe command. Once ungrips run successfully, you will see intermediate file inside WPS folder. The last step in WPS to run Metgrid program by typing ./metgrid.exe. After successful run of Metgrid, final output of WRF pre-processing system WPS will appear inside WPS folder for all time step of downloaded data. Here we have completed the WPS. The next part of WRF will discuss in the next video. If you have any feedback and question, please let me know in the comment.